America's Best Dance Crew. Guess what week it was?
It was Disco Challenge Week, everybody. I got to learn all the cool disco moves. Yeah, I had my big afro on as I was watching the show. It was nice.
Where are your pork chops?
Oh, I ate those for breakfast. It was great.
How about Little Mama doing a little Foxy Brown?
Wow, yeah.
On the judging table.
That was pretty cool, yeah. Hey, you know what? This is a good challenge. So we had Lady Gaga last week, Disco Challenge, and also let's incorporate a lift.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice.
And somewhat above and beyond with 2 lifts.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Some of them did lifts, and then they also had a prop. They had jump ropes. It was crazy.
Imagine that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Something new.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get started with Bluprint crew.
Yeah, that's right. They had immunity this week. Mm-hmm. The BPC.
The
you just call them BPC, Bluprint crew.
Nice.
It's easier.
Freak out.
Yeah.
Freak out.
And they had the funky guitar.
That's right.
It's just an air guitar, right? Isn't that what it is?
It was cool though. It was funky, that's for sure. They had quick, sharp choreo. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I love the fact that hey, they even though they had immunity, right? Mm-hmm. They still have to go out there and perform their very best because immunity doesn't save them from the callers calling that night. Mm-hmm. It just means that if they were in the bottom, that they're not going to be in the bottom 3, you know?
Yeah.
But I think after the performance they had last week, there was no way they were going to be in the bottom 3.
No.
They should have given immunity to somebody who needed it.
Oh.
But we'll talk about them later.
Yes,
we'll talk about
their Illinois later. But the B-Boy breaker moves, like, they really brought it. Even, like, having, you know, they come out first performing, they're on top of the immunity, and they bring out all these awesome moves. Yeah. It was awesome. No and you know what? I'm sorry I doubted disco, because last week I'm like, I don't really want disco. Right. But it was good.
Yeah, it was really good. And talk about the lifts, right? They had the, what do you call it? The helicopter. Mm-hmm. And then they also had a merry-go-round. Mm-hmm. I don't know what any of those things mean. If they did those lifts and they said, hey, they just did a windmill and they did a jackrabbit, I'd be like, cool. I don't know what those things are called.
Because that's what happens on ABDC. Sometimes the judges make them up on the spot, right?
Do they? I don't know.
So.
Here's a question for you guys this week. Do the judges just make up the names of these dance moves or are they legitimate dance moves?
That's a good question.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Because we're not going to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But hey, so our show's not like 20 minutes. Should we keep moving?
Let's go, let's go. Let's move on to Saltines.
Saltare.
That's what I said.
Doing the hustle.
Yeah.
Is that the hustle, right? The only problem is I'm questioning if that's even the hustle because I didn't even see it in their routine. Where was the hustle? Drop the ropes and give me some hustle.
Wow. I can't even believe she said that, folks.
I know.
I can't believe she said that. But you know what? It's true. They have to incorporate those ropes into everything they do, and then they got called out on it once again this week with Lil Mama saying it was more of an 8-count type dancing, which is what I've been saying all along.
You have been.
Right? Mm-hmm. Although I will give them props for this. When they lighted those ropes on fire, I mean, serious injury could have occurred. So I'm thinking, man, they're pulling out all the stops. They know that they're getting close to that inferno themselves, you know what I mean? So we got to light it up. And they did that, so props to you guys for that.
I want to know how that works because I'm like, the fire's gone. Oh, the fire's back.
Yeah.
The fire's back.
I don't know. It was magic. It was some kind of black magic, maybe.
You know, and I had myself questioning last night because I didn't love their performance like I have in previous weeks. Like,
right.
Can they really win? Can they? And I've asked myself other weeks, and I've said yes. And then I doubted myself last night, but then I thought, you know what? I still think they can win.
You still think they can?
Yes,
I don't think
though they're not dancing full out, they got some funky moves in there and they're making the ropes work.
Yeah.
So why not? That's what I say, why not?
All right, there you go. Just stop with the thumbs though. That's all. That's my last thing. Just stop with the thumbs. Saltare, doing this after every time you land, no. Just pretend like you've been there before and that you do those moves all the time.
That's a good piece of advice, Ernie.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now how about this one? Saltare. Can you believe that our robot crew from Orange County, of all the possible disco moves, they got the robot?
But they got the MJ robot from the 70s,
Yes, that's right. That's right, because those robots are totally different. You know, robots from the 70s, the robots today, they're woo! I mean, they don't even made of metal, you know? It's like, what's the big deal? But no, I thought it was, you know, they were good. Those guys are fast, man. You watch that thing in slow motion and it still looks fast and very crisp, very nice, but seen it.
No, but they stepped it up from last week. They did everything the judges have been telling them to do since week 1. Like, give me more dancing, give me a little bit more energy, and they did all that. And I don't even think the routine consisted mostly of the robot. It was mostly of dancing. So that was impressive.
Well, there you go.
They didn't rely just on the robot is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I got love for you, POREOTIX. Don't get me wrong. I also love what you did. And this is me again, maybe thinking in my head a little too much. But when they were doing that bench press thing at the end, I thought they were like telling all the other crews like, hey, you know what? This whole time, we were just warming up. We were just stretching. Now we're ready to work out. You know what I mean? Now we're going to bring it.
Yeah, I like how you read into all this.
Yeah, I do. It's probably my imagination once again, but still, I liked it. It was great.
Well, what about the dolphin wave?
Yeah. See, I thought it was called the hunchback slide. I don't know. I don't know what it is now.
I think you actually have the correct term, and little mama was just trying to pull something out.
I don't know.
Let's call it the dolphin wave.
Yeah, dolphin wave, hunchback slide. I mean, it could be called a number of things, but... You know, one thing that we're going to have to call on a numerous amount of times is Hype 5-0. Because they will not be in the bottom 3 for a very long time. Because all the islands in Hawaii are voting for them.
And shake your groove thing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is that fair? Canada's like right here. Hawaii's like way over here. And yet Hawaii can vote and Canada can't.
That's true. Yeah, you got to go across the whole Pacific for those lines to reach over here. That's a good point.
I mean, that's like long distance right there, you know? I mean, Canada, at least they're like, I don't know.
Okay, well, let's break down their dancing.
Okay,
They had the electric slide.
Yes.
And to me, they didn't keep enough of the original electric slide. They said, ooh, well, how are we going to do this electric slide, right? Because it's kind of boring.
Right.
You know, but they kind of came up with their whole new slide, and it just, it wasn't right. Why change? You can't change the rules.
Yeah, you can't. And you know what? The whole thing just looked a little sloppy to me. And I don't mean to be, like, breaking you guys down or anything like that, but I think if the producers are smart and they know that you guys are going to be around for a while, have you guys go first. You know, because after I see, like, POREOTIX, then I see Hype 5-0, I'm like, whoa, this is like night and day. It's, like, so weird. It's you know. And then the other thing was, I literally felt a half a beat before you did your final ending. Because you guys were that off in the whole, like, mix of the routine until the end, you know, well, the song's going to end. Let's get in position. So I thought it was,
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't all bad, though. They really brought a great 70s vibe. That, you know, that's important for the routine. And the voguing section. I had a flashback. I was thinking, Leomi, you're back.
Oh, here we go.
But she wasn't. But it was a good, you know, they mixed up different types of dance in there. So that was good.
It was good.
Let's give them some props.
A little props. A little props. Now let's move on to Jungle Boogie.
Yes, they had the bump.
That's right. And they danced to Jungle Boogie.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone is gonna own this competition, it's gonna be them, right?
Yes.
You know, and wouldn't you know it, 3 teams are voted in the very bottom there, or the 3 lowest vote getters, and Jungle Boogie's one of them. And I knew going into it, as much as I love Heavy Impact, that Jungle Boogie was probably gonna own it. Just from their costumes alone, they looked amazing. Their costumes look great. Yeah,
it was funky. They had like the whole disco groove going on.
Yeah.
And Raqi is so valuable to this team.
Oh,
don't you think?
Oh, she's their MVP.
Yeah, she had the whole Foxy Brown thing going on too.
She lifted a dude. Tammy tried to lift me before the show. She couldn't do it. She was like, I could do that. I'm like, all right, lift me. And she didn't. She couldn't do it. 135 pounds of pure muscle and she couldn't lift me.
Gosh, just the time when we needed the camera rolling and it was darn.
Yeah.
But Raqi is tiny and she lifted that guy, but to me, I did not like it at all. She struggled and it was like, let's just see her go, ooh, kind of to make a circle, but like, why even put it in there?
Well, I mean, she had to lift extra high because she had to clear her afro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, I mean, if she didn't have that fro there, she only had to go like this high. But with the fro, you know, she had to go like 6 feet up.
But the risk, it was worth taking the risk, I guess, because had it failed, then, they might be in trouble.
And then that's another one, I could just be reading into it, but it's like Raqi saying, hey, I'm carrying this team. You know what I mean? I am literally carrying this team. And she did. She carried them another week into week 5.
That's good, Ernie. So deep.
You like that? You like that? All right.
Well, those are the teams that are for sure going on to next week. And then we found out that Heavy Impact, Static Noise, they just...